What's up, everyone, and welcome to the third episode of the SnapCast. I am Les Alex, aka Alex Blackard. To my left is
Yeah, I
Kyle
think left.
Vance. Yeah. Kyle, what's up?
Not too much. Just got home from a long trip, so ready to delve into some magic.
Heck yeah. And to my right, Evan Bruce. What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Yeah,
Yeah, GP Richmond. Well, first things first, I guess. Check us out on all of our other social media platforms. If you haven't yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, go ahead and do that. The Snapcast. There's a couple videos on there. We have a Discord as well, which one of us at some point during this cast will drop it into the Twitch chat, so you guys can.
I'll do that real quick for you.
And of course, on Twitter, that is like the best way to interact with us directly. You can DM us or just tweet at us, and we will be speedy to respond. So yeah, GP Richmond, and it's a pretty sweet one because we had a double event. So no SCG this weekend, but
yeah,
let's go into the upkeep and
yeah. So,
enter the ETB. Let's go.
so yeah. The first one I was talking about is the Legacy GP, which I thought was fantastic. The way that they followed Reed around the entire time.
Yeah.
It was sick.
Kind of like the Reed Duke experience. Yeah, it was very interesting.
Duke-a-palooza.
It was like watching him play every round was actually insane. Like his lines that he took, he just like played like just circles around his opponents.
Yeah.
He made Liliana the Last Hope look fantastic.
Yes,
he made Baleful Strix.
Too. Like,
Yeah.
It was a Legacy GP.
Yeah, and Baleful Strix looked amazing. Gulligan's Command looked amazing. Just like he played really, really well. But unfortunately, he lost a one too many and got that draw in the last round. But he was just fantastic.
Yeah, I really love the fact that we could hear what him and his opponent were talking about.
Oh yeah, that was
like,
great.
So awesome to me because I just really dig the lines. Like hearing him talk through the lines was so cool to me because I mean he's one of the best going right now, and to hear that was just super cool.
I would say he's the best player currently.
Best player in Magic right now?
Yeah, I would say that it's.
I don't know. Steph Manfield is really good.
He's been on a streak, that's for sure, the last couple of years. So, but Evan, let's talk about the actual tournament. What ended up taking this one down?
So Miracles is back on top. Andrew Cuneo piloting Miracles took down the event over lands,
which is a historically bad matchup for lands.
It is.
Yep.
The thing, and something that I really like that Cuneo did that helped him, at least in the top 8, like I watched him play it throughout the day, was back to basics. Like this is this is a legacy deck playing 10 basic lands.
Yeah, which is
that's quite a few.
Of. Yeah, that's a lot.
Right.
Like usually you think that your legacy decks are going to play like 4 to 8 dual lands. He's playing 1 Tundra. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
Like
and basics and fetches.
Basics, fetches, Tundras, and that's it. Like his back to basics will tap him down 1 time. That's it.
Yeah.
One other card of note in his sideboard was a Gideon, ally of Zendikar.
That's spicy.
Which, also, I guess, is a quick way to close games out, but I was surprised to see it.
It's probably very good in the mirror when your opponent takes their Swords to Plowshares out, and Swords to Plowshares and Terminus come out. So it's kind of it's good in that matchup. It's probably also good against Grixis because it supplies both a body and like multiple bodies and a threat to win the game.
That makes sense.
Definitely.
The one that stands out to me is one I've never seen in a Legacy sideboard before, and that's the Bansler Angel.
Yeah, I saw that too.
A little bit modern creeping into our Legacy decks, huh?
Yeah, so it's just like, what's it good against?
Well, like in my mind, the reason why he played it is the format has slowed down with Probe and Deathrite being banned, and so like before you had to have relevant plays before turn 5. Now I feel like you have that extra turn or so to play Baneslayer, and like outside of swords, there's very little that interacts with it in the format.
That's fair. Yeah. I was very interested in the steady, we saw the blue-black Death Shadow deck at Pro Tour 25, and no one really knew if it was going to stay around, but it definitely is a thing.
It did have a top 8 in the hands of Noah Walker. Yep.
Who, I think he's one of the best legacy players out there.
His team did really well at the Pro Tour, didn't it?
Yeah.
Or am I mistaken? So, yeah. I think it did. If so, that dude's been on a tear recently.
I mean, he's been on a tear for a long time. He was the Grixis Delver player on the SCG circuit with, when it was the hot thing with Deathrite Shaman and everything. So he knows his way around Delvers and Gurmag Anglers and such. But this deck just it's so clean. Just like Gurmag, Street Wraith, Ponder, Preordained, Thoughtseize, and then the sick Reanimate tech with Death Shadows and Gurmag Anglers and stuff. So good.
I saw a sweet match where it was them playing Tin Fins. A Death Shadow deck playing Tin Fins, and his opponent discarded Gristlebrand turn 1 and passed, and turn 2 he just reanimated his opponent's Gristlebrand and killed him.
That's pretty good.
That's an easy way to do it, right?
Yeah.
Thanks for that, Gristlebrand, buddy. Yeah, I'll take that right easy. There.
So I want to talk about Joe Lissette. He's back. I thought I literally thought his Magic career was over once they banned Top. I mean,
well, he's been in hiding for a little bit, so it's good to see him back.
No, yeah, it's awesome, and he played Stoneblade.
So to be fair, if you looked at the first 3 spells in its list, you would think he's still playing Miracles. Jace, Snapcaster, Vendilion Click, Council's Judgment, Ponder, Brainstorm. That sounds like Miracles to me.
And then there's Stoneforge Mystics, True Names. Right. Vinzer usually isn't in Miracles, but I dig it. I root for him too. I find myself rooting for him because he's just the everyman's player, right?
I do want to say Vinzer was played Miracles with Caracas.
Yeah, because I watched him play that on
That's pretty spicy.
Yeah,
this weekend, and it was insane. He played it. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, Caracas Vincer is a very soft lock on your opponent if they're trying to do one spell a turn. It was very, very good in Miracles. It counts as a counterspell that can't be Flusterstormed and stuff like that. Really, really good. So I'm glad to see it's still doing work. We're gonna say.
Go ahead, Evan. No.
I was just gonna say I saw him he played against Reanimator, and his opponent he had the Crocus in play, so his opponent went for Tidespout, and was instantly oh, how the commentators how's he gonna beat Tidespout? And he just went Venzer, bounce your Tidespout, Crocus, bounce my Venzer.
Pretty decent. So another deck that is really interesting, this Ethan Weber's Eldrazi Stompy. Now I know this has been a deck in Legacy, but I mean, Kyle, what do you think? This is kind of been a tier 1.5 deck, and here it is top 8ing a GP. What do you think about this?
Well, I think it's tier 1 now. It was kind of held down by Deathrite Shaman for a little while.
So the bannings helped it a bunch, yeah.
Yes, 100%.
So makes 100%. Sense. I mean, it's a pretty fair. I mean, it's very fair in terms of what Legacy does. So that makes total sense.
I wouldn't necessarily say it's a fair deck. It has access to 2 mana on turn 1 through 3 Summon Spirit Guides, 4 Ancient Tombs, 2 City of Traders, 3
I mean, just in terms of I have a turn 2 Emrakul, the Aeon's Torn,
sure, but turn 1 Chalice of the Void on 1 and Legacy is very, very good.
Yeah, of course.
I have to call out one card, Alex.
What's that?
Are you looking at the list? Look at
I
the
am.
sideboard. The last card.
Thorn of Animus.
No, he's playing Tumble
Humble
Magnet.
Magnet.
Tumble Magnet. So
Yeah.
What in the world?
for those of you that don't know what Tumble Magnet does, it's a 3-mana artifact. Tumble Magnet enters the battlefield with 3 charge counters on it, and you can tap it to remove a charge counter to tap target artifact or creature. What in the world do we think this is used for, and what matchup?
I have no
Oh,
idea.
I do know. Is that what Ensnaring Bridge says? If it's untapped?
No.
I don't
No.
think
Oh,
so.
what? There's an artifact that cares if it's tapped or not.
I
forget
mean, like
what it is.
Howling Mind does.
Yeah.
There's a different one. Maybe it's just used for like the Isochron Scepter effect of tapping a creature.
But I mean-
Maybe.
There's got to be something that does it.
Yeah, I don't know. I really like the 2 Karn or Sign of Urza in sideboard.
Yeah,
Seems very very good.
I dig that.
Yeah.
this can't be the right card. It can't be Tumble Magnet.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
Wizards never makes mistakes, right?
Mm.
We'll get to that in a little bit. Okay. Congrats to all the top 8 competitors, and of course, congrats to Andrew Cuneo, who did take down the tournament with Miracles. And I mean, it's a pretty stock list, I think, other than this Gideon, which is very spicy.
Yeah, one thing to note is that we saw a couple people trying this really, really sweet tech of playing accumulated knowledge. And
Yeah,
it looked really,
I did see that.
It looked really, really good.
I think that's in.
That
It's
might
not-
that might be a
wasn't.
nice
Wasn't.
pickup. Nice be
It wasn't in Berlin's list, no.
Yeah.
So,
It is really sweet. There was multiple people I saw playing it in their list, and it
Yeah.
seemed very, very good. And if you happen to run into the mirror, it gets even better.
Yeah.
But yeah, the accumulated knowledge just looked very, very good. Something I'd like to try out sometime soon. But yeah, today was the end of day two of Standard, and who took it down, Evan?
Let me switch over to that.
Spoiler
It's
alert.
Alexander Hahn.
Yeah.
right?
yes.
Yeah. And was he playing a new innovative deck that no one's seen before?
Yes.
Oh, let me tell you, he had all the spice. There was some red cards,
Oh, I'm
and
interested.
then there were some black cards.
Oh, red and
Ooh.
black. Was this like a red black control deck maybe, or what were they doing?
You know,
here?
some could perceive it as that. Most would perceive it as a black-red aggro deck.
Hey, if you think hard enough, any deck is considered a control deck. You know, so you control
There's
your
no-
opponent's life total till it hits 0.
All right. Let's see. Looking at Cuneo's list, he's playing 3 Chandra's main.
You mean
For
Han's list?
yeah, Han's list. Playing 3 Chandras, 3 Abrades, 2 Disintegration, 2 Heart of Kirin, and a sideboard. There's nothing really different technology-wise.
No,
Um,
like I think
at
he
all.
went up an extra Phoenix, which like is a nod to the mirror.
mhm. I like 4 Phoenixes. Yeah. I mean, it looks pretty stock. Red black. You either beat your opponent or you don't.
Like
Yeah, very
this
much
was
so.
a stacked top 8 though.
Yeah.
Like
Um,
Oliver Chu was in it, Seth Manfield, which for the record I'm pretty sure that locks him for player of the year.
Does it?
It was between him and Reed didn't top 8.
Yeah. I mean, they still have 2 more GPs left in this season.
Do
For
they? I
Seth?
thought there was only one more.
There's 2, I believe. One in the United States, one outside the United States.
Yeah, so I
Okay.
think on Daily MTG, right after the tournament ended, it said that like the article title was Han takes down a champion. So I think Seth might have locked it by top
okay.
8ing the event.
Hmm.
So
Okay. Maybe he did.
Either way, it certainly extended his lead.
Right. Absolutely.
so what other decks were that top 8ed this event?
So Mike Segrist, also a very, very big name, was
Yep.
playing Black Blue Midrange, Hostage Shakers, Gear Hulks.
Which
A
he's been
handful
playing
removal.
this for a while.
Mm-hmm. Joe Stempo is playing something very similar, Blue Black Midrange. Joel Sadowski was playing Esper Control, which I am sick of seeing today.
Maybe
get to
maybe
later.
that'll come up later. Yeah.
And then Oliver 2 is playing some good old blue-white control.
Yep.
Good.
Or Settle the Wreckage.
I think that card is insane.
So do I, but
4 Seal Away, 3 Cast Out, 2 Search for Kanta, 2 Gear Hulk, 4 Teferi.
I
No.
really like his sideboard.
Yeah, his sideboard is really, really good. So he's got the Spice is 3 Lyra, 3 Walking Ballista, 4 History. And those histories are like a really big hedge against Glint Thief Siphoner, which could be a very bad card against, a very bad issue for this deck. So yeah, the Ballista seems sweet.
Definitely.
I also really like the main board Forsake the Worldly.
Mm-hmm. It's a good nod. You know, it hits Search for Kanta or Argyl's Bloodfast and the Pseudo Mirrors, and then hits Heart of Kirin and the Such against aggro tempo decks.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are some pretty sweet decks in the top 8 of the tournament outside of the Black.
Looking at 2's list, whew, this is right up my alley, boys. Like,
oh yeah, blue white do nothing. That's all you do.
Yeah. This is like, whoo, let's go. Torrential Gear Hulk ×2 as like a pseudo win condition, and then like if they kill it, who cares? We're still just gonna tuck this to Fairy forever, and you're never winning the game.
Yeah, we're done. Yeah, we're done.
Yep.
Real quick for any SCG followers who know who Ben Nikolic is,
yes.
He actually top 16. He got 16th with Red Black Aggro.
Yeah, which is really
GP.
funny because he is a devoted Jeskai control player in Modern, and then just like, well, this is the best deck. Got to do this. So makes sense though. So
let's see. I'm gonna look at this top. Let's see. And the top 16. Let's see. Number 9 was Red Black Aggro. Number 12, Red Black. 13, Red Black. 14, Red. 15, Red Black. 16, Red Black.
Man, I'm so ready for rotation.
I think we all are.
Yeah.
I think we are all super ready for rotation.
So, yeah, I think, is that everything about the tournaments going on?
Yeah, no SCG this week, so just the GPs. Congrats to Cuneo and Han.
Yeah, definitely. Big ups. Played very well in the respective formats. Because both top 8s were pretty freaking stacked. So
yeah.
And to be fair, the semifinals of the Legacy one pretty much determined the outcome because it was Miracles versus Miracles, and the winner was going to play Lands, and either way, the Miracles player was going to win.
So, all right, let's go to the next panel, which is Full Tilt. We are going Full Tilt. As always, Kyle, why don't you let us get into it, get tilted off the edges of the world.
Oh, yeah. So today I went to an RPTQ in Indianapolis. I got back at 10:30 tonight. It's been a long day. I left at like 4:45 this morning and went to Indy. I had this really good red-black list put together. I don't know. It seemed very, very good. I sat down my first round opponent. My first round opponent tilted me so hard.
Come on, this is Full Tilt. Let it out, man. Let it out.
So he's kind of an older player, and I was trying to be very exact with all my plays, so I didn't get any like. So I was like, I'm doing my things correct.
Yeah.
I want to be nitpicky. So like he was playing Esper Control. I dumpstered him game 1. He got game 2, and then game 3 was going pretty long, and like I was activating Scrappy Scroungers with his Teferi trigger on the stack to untap his lands, so he couldn't disallow. But he seemed like he was confused about it, and I was like, no, it just makes sense. And he's like, oh, it shouldn't matter. And I'm like, no, I am timing it this way.
He's like trying to say there's no stack, or you can't respond to the trigger or something.
He was just like blowing me off as like it didn't matter, and I was like, but it does matter. Sequencing does matter.
Yeah,
and
100%.
then he I went to go cast a Ribbons for lethal, and he tapped blue 1, and he said use this count to add blue, and then he tapped his black land instead of Argyl's Bloodfast. They were both flipped, and then the end step he tapped Search for Kanta to like activate Search for Kanta, and I was like, wait, didn't you use that to tap mana for your disallow? And he's like, oh yeah, and I'm like, what? So Judge came back and said that the guy got to untap his lands and tap them how he wanted.
Woo!
So no.
What?
I immediately
What?
I immediately called for the head judge, and I was like, yeah, this is what happened. And the head judge is like, yeah, I'm going to overturn that. We're going to go ahead and he can't do that. I was like, yeah, no, that definitely should not happen.
Yeah, Mudkip, it definitely goes on the stack, Mudkip.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, not a chance. Like, this is not F&M. We're not takesy backsies. Like, we're playing for a chance to go to the freaking Pro Tour. You're not untapping, and like, you tapped wrong, bro. Sorry. That's life.
And just like, and
Get
like
good.
anytime I had a response, he just like seemed confused. To like, I was like, he's like Teferi. I was like, okay, respond. I'm gonna respond, and he goes, with what? And I'm just like, dude, chill out. And like, he did this thing where like he put his card on the table and like waited for me to respond, and I was like, tap your mana first. Like, I'm not gonna respond until you tap your mana, because if you tap your mana, if you put the card out and the person says resolve, then you can tap your mana in a more strategic way than if you don't know if it's gonna resolve or not. So I was like, dude, stop it.
Well,
like,
so by old player, you mean like somebody who's been playing a long time, or just like an old dude?
he was like older, but like he had like the unglued lands and stuff.
Oh, okay. Because like a lot of old school players like that were playing back in the day, like will play the spell like on the table, and then tap their mana, because that's like how you did it back in the day. But like, yeah, trying to like scum your opponent is a little bit like, obviously that's not good. Don't do that.
And then I played against a Pro Tour player, Robert Graves.
Yeah, I know Robert.
Yeah,
well, I don't know him.
I played against Robert. Dumpstered him game 1. He won game 2, and then we had a pretty good game 3. But he ended up finding a Scarab God right in time. So
in the nick of time.
Top 8. He ended up making top 8.
Yeah.
And then I beat an Esper Control player, and then I lost to Esper Control again, and then I lost the mirror. It was really close. There was a play I could have made that would have ended with me winning, but it was close, and I made the play, and he had to rip just exactly Unlicensed Disintegration to win.
Yeah.
And he did, and it's like, all right, dude, you got it.
You're a champion! Like,
So, you know, it is what it is. And then last round I played against Esper and won. So I ended up 3-3. It's my second RPTQ. First one I went 4-2. This one I went 3-3.
Yeah.
You know, 7-6 overall at RPTQs. Like, I just got to step it up a little more. Probably more practice, more reps.
Well, you need to quit trying to play Modern at weeklies and just go to all of the standard tournaments.
Well, I mean, now I'm just going to go to Modern because I don't care about standard right now.
Yeah, of course.
And it's Modern season. So
yeah, 100%. So
you guys are not ready for Jeskai Ascendancy.
So Evan, your full tilt topic is what is it? It's pretty hot. I completely disagree with both of you, but
okay. So we'll get to spoilers here in a little bit. I'm sure most of you have seen there's a new masterpiece, and they're planeswalkers, and they look sick.
Yes, and if they are foil, then I'm gonna lose my mind.
So like, I'd
be
all
surprised
excited.
if they weren't foil.
Yeah,
it's all hype. We're talking about masterpiece planeswalkers, and then they release how you get them. They're not going to be in packs. You have to buy an elite or a master's box, which is $250 before tax.
What a
$49.99. $249.99.
What a joke.
For you to get half of a box, and you're guaranteed the masterpieces.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, and it's a limited run, mind you.
Yeah,
so good luck ordering them or finding them.
So from what I've heard, the run is about on par with the San Diego Comic-Con foils.
Because there's so many of those floating around out there.
That is so. I agree that quantity is going to be really rough, but they want it to be special.
Okay, that's fair, but like Mudkip is saying here, they're screwing the LGS. Like, why are they not giving it to the stores to distribute? You can still sell it for like a pretty big margin. give it to LGSs to get to the players. Don't make everyone go onto your shitty website that is Hasbro. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that's a pretty bad website.
No,
like, it's hard to navigate. It crashes all the time. Like, it's just rough. And you have to buy it from Hasbro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is one thing that I agree with. I think that them not letting LGSs, like if you let LGSs sell this at $250, like I'm about it. I would personally be about it.
Because
you're getting your value. You're getting your value.
I just want someone to explain to me why Wizards hates their player base. Like, someone please explain to me why Wizards hates us.
I mean,
like, why would you offer something like display it at PAX, make it the focal point of this huge weekend, and then be like, by the way, fuck you guys.
Yeah,
you're
it's
gonna
pretty rough.
like.
I think for
a little frustrated there.
The problem, like, so is your problem the price point or the fact that they're not in PAX? Because it sounds like your argument is you're kind of.
I think it's both.
So if this was $100, you'd still have a problem with it?
I could deal with the price point. It bothers me because, like, it's something I will never be able to afford. But that's a personal thing. That's not...
Sure.
What makes me mad about it is you put this amazing product out, something people have been waiting so long for, and then tell everyone that it's going to be virtually impossible to come by.
Mm-hmm.
That is, yeah. The fact
that's
that
what
is,
bothers me the most.
If the initial, like, how limited it is true, I agree that like, it's such a good idea. But you can't tell me that if you had the money, you wouldn't snap do that.
Sure. Like I said, me not being able to afford it isn't...
It's your full tilt, man. I get it.
So I was driving back from Indy with Chris, and we were talking about this and listening to some podcasts and stuff about this. And he was like, yeah, I'm probably going to buy one. Like, it's going to happen. But I don't agree with anything about it. Like, it's marketed so badly. It's handled poorly. But he still wants the content. And, like,
the cards are sweet. The art, which we're going to get to in the next segment, is insane. Like, and fingers crossed they're foil, because I just want these in circulation. Foil and not the crappy from the vault. Oh my god, don't do that. For the love of God, please, Wizards, do not do the crappy from the vault. Little, like, woo, foil. No, just normal foils. Normal foils. Mm-hmm. You're getting me tilted thinking about this.
So what are you tilted about?
I am tilted that Emrakul the Aeon's Torn is no longer the giant monster in the multiverse. They spoiled the Buy a Box promo for Guilds of Ravnica, and much like in, what was it, Core 19 and in Dominaria, it is its own card that will be legal in Standard and Modern and Legacy and all that. But this thing, it's, what is it, 6 green.
Mm-hmm.
And you can convoke it.
Mm-hmm.
And it has 16 power and 16 toughness. So you're telling me the Titan, the mother of Titans, who is a world eater and comes in and steals your lunch money and just says, deal with it, isn't as big and as powerful as this freaking worm? Are you joking me? Like, that's such a joke to me. It's just, why make it an 11/11? That's still freaking huge and gonna end the game almost immediately if it gets to, like, actually kill, like, attack and deal damage.
And the keyword on that is indestructible, right?
Yes, indestructible.
So it's indestructible 16/16.
Yeah. Well.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess it can get Vraska's Contempted in Standard and Path in Modern, which I don't think there's a freaking chance this thing sees Modern play, but
probably not even Standard play right now.
I think there's a possibility that it could be fine in, like, the right deck, right? But it's probably not going to be like we're not going to have the problem of Nexus of Fate, at least. Like,
it's 10 mana. It's 7 and 3 green.
Sure. But still, yeah. So Mudkip, I agree. There's a huge disconnect between Wizards and the player base. I 100% agree with that.
Phoenix Fire, you are 100% correct.
Yeah, and I mean, the fact that they can't talk about the secondary market, we know about that. So it's a thing. Legally, they can't say X card is worth more than Y card, so
Yeah.
kind of sucks, but it is what it is at this point. So Phoenix, though I agree, that kind of does suck, but it's at this point it is what it is. It's kind of like the reserve list. You got to kind of, just.
We're not talking about that.
I know. We're not doing it. I just. So yeah, that's my tilt topic. Do any of you want to tilt a little bit more, or can we go to the fun stuff of this episode?
I mean, we started talking about these previews, so let's just hop into it.
Yeah, let's get it into the Nexus. So yeah, a lot. I was like halfway through the week, I was like, man, we got this stupid buy a box big old worm, and like there's not much to talk about. And then I knew PAX West rather was gonna just drop. I was fingers crossed it was gonna drop a bunch of goodies, and it did not disappoint. Kyle, do you want to talk about the new guild kits?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, guild kits are sweet. They have some of the most iconic cards from each guild. Abrupt Decay, Deathrite Shaman, Niv Mizzet.
Yeah.
All those cards. And what's the price on those? $19.99?
$19.99, and you get 60 cards that are from every Ravnica set ever released thus far. So
it's pretty sweet.
I'm actually got this handy dandy panel up that we're gonna get into right here, and we're gonna show off these bad boys.
You see Deathrite Shaman, you have things like Lawless Troll, Char, Electrolyze from Izzet, Savra. Yeah,
I like that Char's in here because it's such an iconic that moment at the Pro Tour where Rip the Char was like, oh, anyway, it's just nostalgia.
Niv Mizzet.
I love the new
Boros Reckoner.
Oh my dude, the Niv Mizzet art is so freaking on point.
So is the Aurelia.
The Aurelia art is one I love.
Insane. Yeah.
We haven't gotten to the best art yet, though.
Yeah, scroll down a little more.
Legion
Loyalists.
But the lands!
And look at those lands.
The lands,
Look at those lands.
So freaking good. Another thing about these, each kit comes with a guild pin, tokens, a guild sticker, a spin down die, which I'm assuming has the guild logo in the 20 spot, which is freaking awesome, and an insert with missions instructions. So, from your guild leader. So,
and if you
go ahead.
If you didn't notice them there, where the set symbol usually is, it has the little watermark or the little symbol of the tribe.
Yeah, it's got the watermark of the tribe right there. Yeah, or the guild. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's pretty sweet looking.
I'm excited to see what else they're gonna do. Like,
yeah, man.
The only thing I really have, like, raise an eyebrow to is Deathrite Shaman.
Like, I mean, it's not going to be legal in standard, so it's fine.
Yeah, I just it's a weird card because it's just not legal in anything really.
Yeah, but it really was a defining a defining card of that of the guild. Like, it makes sense to me.
Yeah, I agree.
Speaking of sweet lands, Evan, what lands are we getting?
We all talked about it. We all wondered if they were coming back. But Shocklands are back.
And the art
being reprinted in standard again.
Here they are on screen for you.
My wish came true, and we got all new art.
Yeah.
Yep, look at those arts. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I love the steam vents and the Temple Garden arts.
Thank you.
See, I'm not a fan of the steam
like
vent.
the steam.
I love it.
I love that.
The Temple Garden. The Temple Garden looks amazing. The Water Grave looks fantastic. The Tomb and the Foundry are kind of medium, but the Temple Garden, I love the fall-looking trees.
I love the Foundry.
And I really like the Overgrown Tomb.
I think the best art is Temple Garden, not close.
I think it's not close. I think Temple Garden #1. Temple Garden, Steam Vents, Water Grave.
I'm not I don't know. I think
there's so many other cards that let's get into.
All right, let's start scrolling up there.
So, Evan, you want to talk? Evan, you want to talk about Legion War Boss real quick?
Absolutely. So I think this is going to be the first card. Like, I think we're going to start seeing tribal themes
Oh,
more
absolutely.
prominent. Like, obviously, we saw it in Domineria, but we haven't really seen any of them. Like, none of them have pushed forward enough as their own standalone deck. And like Legion Warboss is a really big step in the right
I
direction.
mean, this thing, it's Goblin Rabble Master 2.0. Instead of getting 2 tokens, you get to mentor one of them. Like, this card, I am going to lose to this card so many freaking times. Like, oh.
Are you going to try to play counter spells? Then yes, you're going to lose that card.
Yes.
So, all right, let's.
Your opponent's going to go turn 1 Skirk Processor, turn 2 this guy.
Legion Warboss. Yeah.
All right, let me
It's gonna be insane.
Let me get this one, guys. So Ral Zarek, is it Viceroy? 3 blue-red, Legendary Planeswalker Ral, +1. Look at the top 2 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand and the other into your graveyard, so you get to pretty much surveil 2, more or less.
I wonder if we have any cards that would be good to go into the graveyard.
Yeah, right? So his middle ability to me is the most interesting because he deals damage equal to target creature equal to the total number of instant and sorceries you own in your graveyard and in exile. So with Jumpstart, you can jumpstart the spell, get the use out of that, put another instant or sorcery into the graveyard, and his -3 is going to count the card you exiled from Jumpstart and the card you discarded. Like, that's really cool. And in Modern...
The synergy possibilities are definitely there.
And in Modern, it like you Snapcaster, and it's still going to count it. I'm not saying... Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying this card is, like, going to be awesome in Modern or even see play in Modern, but it's nice to know that the synergies are there. And then his minus... Oh, go on.
No, go ahead. Finish.
I was just going to say his -8 is you get an emblem. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, this emblem deals 4 damage and to any target, and you draw 2 cards. And he starts with 5 freaking loyalty, which is that's a big boy. That is
all I'm saying is like opt, deal 4 damage, draw 3 cards.
Yeah. So
that's insane.
I saw somebody tweet out this thing, and it said, "Here's an idea for a Planeswalker." 5 starting loyalty, +1 is card advantage of some sort, -X is removal of some sort, and then the ultimate wins the game in a little bit. And that sounds like...
That's Ral. In a nutshell, that's Ral. And the fact that you get to look at top 2...
Teferi, it's the last Ob Nixilis, it's the last Jace. I mean, he has a point.
I definitely think they're sticking to kind of a formula here. And I don't hate it. I think this card... somebody asked me in either Discord or somewhere if I think this card's going to see play in Standard. Like, obviously...
100% yes.
Well, obviously, I think Teferi is better. Let's get that out of the way.
I think you play both.
I think you play both.
I think they're different sides of the same coin.
I think you could probably play 3 Teferis, maybe 1 or 2 of this in your Jeskai deck, and be perfectly fine, because somebody I talked to said his -3 doesn't do anything. By turn 5, if you're playing like a tempo or control deck, if you don't have a bunch of instants and sorceries in your graveyard, you're probably going to lose the game anyways. So this guy's not...
Next card?
Yeah, next card.
This is what I'm hype about.
Yeah, so let's... Ooh, there we go. There we go. So, Kyle, want to talk about this card? This card's pretty sick.
Thought Erasure, fantastic. So, it reminds me of Counter Squall and the mana cost, blue-black, you know?
Yeah.
And the art looks kind of like Counter Squall with the dark Dimir undertones. But it is Thoughtseize and then Surveil 1. So, for 2 mana...
Except you don't lose 2 life. That is very important.
Yeah, I mean, you don't lose life. So... You take any card you want, and then you Surveil 1. So you're paying that blue for that extra effect of looking at the top card and put in the library if you want to. So you can see it as your black is your Thoughtseize effect, your blue is your card selection, your card manipulation. And I think it looks great. I think it's going to be a sideboard staple for a while.
Oh, yeah. In the Grixis decks and
this
probably
may be
Esper.
main boardable.
It might be.
Yeah.
It might be main boardable.
I could see
if
it
there's a
being
blue
main
black
board.
deck that's like super good after rotation with the loss of.
Is there gonna be a blue black dude? We got Nicol Bolas, Ravager.
I mean, that'll be Grixis.
Yeah.
I mean, you could argue that, but I mean, we'll see what happens. There's no more Scarab God. There's no more Siphoner. No more Champion of Wits.
I don't know. I think the fact that we have both Dimir Shockland and Is It Shockland, there's gotta be a Grixis deck, right? Like
that's fair.
The mana bases are so good right now.
Yeah. for your shards, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go next. So this Evan,
I love this one.
Yeah. Well,
but Evan, you got it.
Evan, yeah. This seems like a kind of brew around card. If you want to talk about.
I love this card.
I knew you would. So read it. So read it to the viewers and listeners.
So instead of just drawing a card, so if you would draw a card, hold on, let me make it bigger because I have terrible eyesight.
So
if you would draw a card, instead look at the top 3. What?
Okay, I got this.
I know this card.
Underrealm Lich, 3 and black-green, creature, zombie, elf, shaman. If you would draw a card instead, look at the top 3 cards of your library, then put that one into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. It has an activated ability that says pay 4 life. Underrealm Lich gains indestructible till the end of turn and tap it, and it's a 4/3. And it's a mythic, I believe. So
it is.
It's a mythic, but it's not legendary.
So
yeah, it doesn't have a proper
EDH
name.
Players,
yeah,
it's not a general, but this card seems insane.
Yeah.
Like this seems so abusable. Like in standard relevance, like I could see a bug deck popping up with this and like a Muldrotha grindy shell.
This is probably going to be sweet in Brawl too for those that play that format. Obviously, it's not a legend, so you can't use it for your commander, but I definitely dig it. So the next one, let's transition. This one, Imara, Soul of the Accord, green, white, so it's a 2/2 bear, legendary creature, elf cleric. When it becomes tapped, create 1/1 white soldier creature token with lifelink. I enjoy this card because it has great synergy with the new Convoke ability that Selesnya is getting. So I definitely dig it.
Imagine if we get Court of Calling. Oof.
I like, as much as I love Cord, I hope we don't get it again. I want to see new, powerful Convoke spells.
Card, I bottom of my heart hate that card, but I want to see it back because I like people playing with fun cards and powerful cards. So
that's fair.
I mean, it's true. I want to see new power. Like, I want to see something new powerful with Convoke.
Yeah. So showing off Boros's new keyword ability, which is Mentor. Here is, and I'll kind of take this one. Boros Challenger. It's red-white for a 2/3. It has Mentor. So the ability with Mentor, if you don't know, whenever this creature attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on target attacking creature with lesser power. So if you attack with a 2/2 and a 1/1, guess what? You got 4 power coming at their freaking face. And you can tap 2 red-white for an activated ability of Boros Challenger. Gets +1/+1 until end of turn. So later in the game, this becomes even better, right? You can grow him and then make your other dudes way bigger too. So
one thing
I freaking love this card. I really like this card.
One, I think this is a super strong uncommon.
I mean, 2/3 for 2 is going to be good.
Yeah.
One thing that I've seen people starting to talk about, and I think it's a really cool idea, is in the last set, Domineer really had this, and in M19, this neg1 counter synergy.
Yeah.
Where, like, they have a bunch of cards that put -1 counters on. And I've seen a lot of people talking about trying to play Mardu aggro shells, where, like, the neg1 isn't as much of a hindrance because you have these cards with Mentor that just get to negate those kind of those drawbacks.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
So the next card, Evan, if you want to talk about quasi-duplicate, it's a throwback. I feel like this is almost as close to a reprint of Crackling Counterpart as you can get without it actually being so.
That was my first thought.
Yeah. The only thing, and like, I really like this. This is a really cool way to show Jumpstart. You get to copy a creature that you control. The only thing I don't like is it is a creature you control. That this can't just create a token of like my opponent's Glorybringer.
No, dude, this would be nuts if you could do that. I think this card would be like busted.
I live in magical Christmas land.
I know
want
you do.
Everything.
Yeah, this card is sweet. It is a functional reprint of Cackling Counterpart that didn't really see any play at all. But I did.
It was a very different format.
Commander players love it though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. So this next one is right up my alley, as I actually guessed this. Like it's a very simple
Get
card.
out of the way, Dissolve. Get out of the way.
Yeah. So
is this better, you think?
Yes, I do. Especially if you're playing in a format with Graveyard Synergy, I definitely think it's better. So Sinister Sabotage is 1 in a blue for an instant. Uncommon. Counter target spell, Surveil 1. Surveil 1, if... actually, we didn't even mention that. But look at the top card of your library. You may put that card into your graveyard. So that is the new Dimir mechanic, which I think Surveil and Jumpstart are going to work really well together.
Mm-hmm.
And Undergrowth
which
even
is just
works.
playing nods back to Grixis.
All right, so...
Go ahead.
So that's the worm, and the buy box promo has been spoiled.
Yeah, so we'll kind of glance over a couple of these. We got the buy box promo that has been spoiled. It's like reanimate for your
it's
2.
It's 5 mana, reanimate a 3, a 2, a 1.
Yeah, and then of course the stupid worm that is somehow more powerful than Emrakul the Aeon's Torn, and it happens to live on Ravnica or whatever. That card's dumb. Sorry, I just still tilted.
So the next one down to the left is it's called
Firemind's Research.
Firemind's Research, I believe is what they're calling it.
Yeah.
Or
I've got it pulled up right here if you want me to read it.
Oh, sure. If you have the actual text,
Yeah. So it's whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, put a charge counter on Firemind's Research. You can pay 1 in a blue, remove 2 charge counters from Firemind's Research, draw a card. And you can pay 1 in a red, remove 5 charge counters to deal 5 damage to any target.
5 damage. That's a lot of damage, y'all.
Yeah, but that's a lot of investment for 5 damage.
No, I don't.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
I don't think this will see like standard play, but I think this is a really good commander card. Like,
yeah, that's fine. And then we got the sick nasty reprint of Narcomoeba
at rare. Evan, what do you think about this rare reprint?
Why?
I
don't. Why are you wasting my rare slot with Narcomoeba?
Evan, but have you ever gone turn 1 Citrus Supplier, hit 3 Narcomoebas?
Ooh!
In standard.
Sure. But why is it rare?
You're pretty much playing modern at that point, though.
It's stupid.
Cool.
I really like
3/1/1s that you have nothing to do with other than attack with.
You can convoke. Get out of here.
In our 8
and our blue black. I'm gonna say I really like these last 2 cards. They both are really sweet for uncommons.
Oh yeah, this necrotic.
I think this card has this is the new push.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. This card I think is nuts.
I think it's very, very good.
In a creature deck, this card is insane.
Hybrid. It's like a hybrid of Tragic Slip and kind of Fatal Pushy.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that it's not. It doesn't require you to put anything in the graveyard, but it's still benefiting off of the graveyard.
Yeah, so Necrotic Wound, black, instant, and it's an instant. That's, oh my gosh. Undergrowth.
It's the new Fatal Push.
Undergrowth.
And look at the last sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Undergrowth, target creature gets -X until end of turn, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. If that creature would die this turn, exile it instead. So another thing is you could even... so they go to blocks, you could Undergrowth it, and maybe the Undergrowth doesn't kill it, but maybe you block and then it exiles it, so that maybe that's a way.
Right.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
like
there's
Magna
definitely
Spray in that way.
Yeah, you can get some cool combat tricks out of it.
Yeah, like really good in limited. I think this will definitely be like a mainstay in standard as well.
So will this.
Yeah,
both
so
these cards.
let's.
This card also looks very, very good.
Yeah,
This card seems insane to me. Like
insane. I don't know if it's insane. It's still 4 mana.
I think it is.
I think it's
Like,
good.
Conclave Tribunal. It's the new Banishing Light, Oblivion Ring, whatever you want to call it.
So yeah,
But
Conclave Tribunal, 3 and a white for an enchantment, Convoke, which of course you can help cast spells. Each creature you tap while casting this spell pays for 1 mana of the creature's color. When Conclave Tribunal enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent an opponent controls until Conclave Tribunal leaves the battlefield. So yeah, it's literally just a functional reprint of Oblivion Ring, but it has Convoke.
Let me like describe so in my head there's this sweet green-white aggro deck forming, and you just get to go turn 1 Llanowar Elf, turn 2 Sapperling Migration, turn 3 I can exile anything I want.
Sure.
Having 1 mana access to that kind of effect seems very powerful.
Yeah. Very true.
I think I'm ready for the rest of the spoilers. I'm pretty pumped.
We're not done yet. We have the mythic box to.
No, I'm just saying for the actual set.
Oh yeah.
But we are going to talk about the mythic box, which as bad as the PR and everything is, the cards do look pretty sick.
The cards are insane.
Oh, they look amazing.
The way
But don't worry, you're never gonna own one.
Let's take a look at these. The way I kind of see this in my head is I just picture Exhibit popping up and being like, "Yo, I heard you liked altars. We're gonna get some altars on your altar." This is exactly what they did. Is they took something that the community already loves, and they're doing it and pushing it. These cards don't have any borders, which is awesome. It's like you had an altarist just alter the card, except this is actually the versions. And for the love of God, Wizards, please make them be foil. So, but this is Elspeth Knight Errant, which she has new art, obviously, and she is looking like she's coming out of the underworld on Theros. She has a phalanx mask that she is taking off, maybe, or maybe she's putting it on. This kind of leads me to believe that all of these planeswalkers are going to be on Ravnica and in the story somehow. That's my my speculation. I've talked about it on Twitter. I've talked about it on in various groups. But yeah, the next one, Evan, you want to talk about Teferi? Look at this beautiful art, first off. Holy
this
smokes.
is my second favorite art of these planeswalkers.
Second? Really? Wow.
Yeah. Tezzeret, Agent of Bolas. We'll get there.
Spoiler alert. But yeah.
But
this is beautiful.
It's oh my god. The fact that there isn't a border and they committed to the way that altruists do things outside, it's a really cool nod to the community.
Yes, Wizards, this set to me kind of, even if everyone's not 100% happy with the way this was executed, Wizards is taking baby steps in listening to the community.
And then, ignoring them completely, but it's cool.
So one of my favorite planeswalkers ever is Ralzeric. And this just looks so good.
This is hot. Ralzeric is literally... I don't know. I might call it my favorite planeswalker ever, because your boy top forward an open with Ralzeric. And this one, obviously, is sweet. The first one really didn't make any moves in Standard. But I think this card's sweet. This altar is insane. Or, it's not an altar. I keep thinking they're altars. But...
I mean... It might as well be.
So
it's pretty freaking good. I'm excited to play this guy.
And then next we have Liliana the Last Hope,
the Dominator of
this art is
GP this weekend.
Dope.
Yeah, honestly, I think this is the weakest of the art of these.
I think it's simple, but it's very good.
Ian somewhere is losing his mind because he's obsessed with this art.
I think it looks.
So,
I think it's very simple, but it's like very.
We have a comment that asks, is it so? House 8183 says, but is there value in buying these 250 for 16 packs and some now more common planeswalkers?
I mean, presumably, like, Liliana's probably going to be, and this is completely speculation, don't hold me or this group to this, but, like, you can assume that Liliana's probably going to be somewhere between 80 and 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. It depends on. It depends on if these are foil. It depends on.
Fair.
It depends on the print run. It depends on a lot of things, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think I personally think that buying one for 250 is probably okay. If you have the expendable income. If you don't have the expendable income, don't do it.
Yeah, don't break the bank. Well, that's true with anything. If you don't have the expendable income, don't miss.
Well, yeah.
Don't miss out on a meal because you want the mythic box. Like.
Yeah, but if you do have expendable income, just go ahead and do it. I think that there's good value.
The return will be there.
Well, yeah, because like the thing about it too is like it's essentially once in a lifetime. Like otherwise, you're gonna have to hunt these cards down from a seller rather, and you're gonna want the whole set, right? Like,
you mean like Nexus of Fate?
Exactly.
That is a topic for a different time.
Yeah. So the next one is
I'm still bitter.
Doretti, Ingenious. I don't even understand why that. Okay, so this makes sense if Doretti is on Ravnica right now in the story.
We've never really had much of his story, so like
he's not from. I looked it up. He's not from Ravnica, so
right.
But his other version of the card, he's a scrapper. He loves artifacts. He loves finding new artifacts. And right now in the story, the whole thing is everyone's speculating that Bolas is getting the Immortal Sun to trap all of the Planeswalkers on Ravnica in hopes to kill them. So if that's true, which I'm pretty sure that's pretty much been confirmed at this point, it makes total sense that Doretti would be on Ravnica. In terms of a lore aspect.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah. That's why he had to... that's why he mind-controlled...
Liliana.
No, he mind-controlled Vraska to get the Immortal Sun onto Ravnica.
Not correct.
How about some OG Nicol Bolas Planeswalker?
Yes. I love that it's the first one, because the first one was the best one.
Really? I'm kind of disappointed.
I like it.
Like, I mean, Nicol Bolas Planeswalker is iconic, so, like, I'm not upset that it's there, but, like, I kind of wanted the new one. Yeah. Not Ravager, the new Planeswalker.
Yo, but this art is insane. Like,
yes,
I wish we had high-res photos, but this is what we got on Mythic Spoiler so far, so... But the art is insane. I think we can all agree the art on all of these are pretty nuts. My second favorite art is by far Tezzeret Agent of Bolas.
You mean the best art?
Second best, but yeah. Oh, so did Tezzeret steal the Immortal Sun? Am I mistaken?
Yes.
Okay, because that's literally what this is depicting.
Well,
I'm sure.
So like it's like if you want the lore behind it, Vraska and Jace are working together, but like have to do it trickily.
Yeah.
And Vraska reaches out to Tezzeret, and Tezzeret uses the Kaladesh card.
So Phoenix Fire, it is 16, and 8 of them will have a mythic planeswalker, or will have the planeswalker.
Yeah.
Art in
So there is one card that we don't know about yet.
Come on, Jace the Mind Sculptor.
It's not gonna be Jace. Shut up. I think it's gonna be I think it's gonna be the new Vraska. Like whatever.
Yeah, that's fair.
Whatever
Vraska.
Because like Golgari's in this set. She's presumably in this set.
She has to be. She's got to be the focal point. After the way they left Ixalan.
Yeah, and I'm assuming Jace, a new card will be in the next set, because of their relationship, and he's on his way, and Azorius, like.
Well, and he's like the living guild pack, so.
Yeah. There is speculation, so if we can kind of delve into the story a little bit more, there's speculation that Jace will either die, which I personally don't think is going to happen, because he's the poster boy, right? Or he becomes a a creature, like he loses his spark and gets stuck on Ravnica.
That's what I personally think is going to happen.
Yeah, when you said that, I was like, oh,
So
that makes sense.
So kind of like Venzer?
Yeah, but if you read all of the old lore when Teferi lost his spark, Teferi was able to use his spark but not die. Venzer wasn't able to do that. So a lot of people think that Jace is going to give his spark up to something that's going to stop Nicol Bolas.
Yeah.
But will remain on Ravnica as the Living Guild Pact, because he's still an incredibly powerful wizard. He's still arguably the most intelligent being in the multiverse. He just wouldn't. Huh?
Are you talking about Nicol or
no, Jace?
Jace, sure. I think it would be cool. This is just me speculating. I have no other, because Elspeth is in this mythic box. I do believe that it could be where she comes back in the third act and she saves everyone, and then everyone's like, no, that can't happen because she's stuck in the underworld of Theros. Well, in this art, she's very clearly here. Let me switch over. She's either leaving the underworld or trying to get out of the underworld. She's looking. She has a torch. She's trying to find her way out, and then maybe in several years or whatever, we figure out what happened, how she got out of Theros. That would be so sick to me.
Yeah, I agree. It's awesome.
And that would totally be a badass move by her, and it's totally fits her character. Back in New Phyrexia, she actually took down a dozen Phyrexian obliterators. That was in the art. Oh, and one thing too that we almost missed.
Oh no, I wasn't gonna let.
Oh, Evan, you want to tell him about what? Just tell him.
Are we talking about the story?
We're talking about
I'm all hyped about
the books. Yeah.
Books are back.
The books.
I'm so excited about this. I'm so tired of reading piece by piece articles on Wizards website.
And they drag it out for 5 weeks. Now you can just buy your novel, read it in one sitting, know everything about the story. It's great. It's great. And people
real
have been
quick, Phoenix Fire. I believe those 8 packs contain just the mythic,
the Planeswalkers, yeah.
So, yes, there are technically 24 packs, but my understanding
packs are just the Planeswalkers.
Yeah.
So you get to open money, essentially.
And Vanisher, Niv Mizzet, will he return? Or won't he?
He has to be. He still has to be in charge. I understand that Raoul's the Viceroy, but I have to assume Niv Mizzet is still the guild leader.
Yeah, House. So House is asking single cards in the packs. The pack is only there to protect the card, I believe. That's what it seems like, at least.
Yeah, exactly, House. Just like what you guys get. And let me see if I can locate the article real quick on Wizards.
Yeah, Evan, if you find it, go ahead and drop it in the comment section.
Sure.
But yeah, what does everybody in chat think about all of these awesome, the Mythic box, all of the sweet spoilers? Or is there any cards that you're wanting to brew with? I think right now, obviously, for me, personally, Ral Zarek's sick. I love Sinister Sabotage. For you guys, Evan and Kyle, do you have any things on your wish list in terms of cards, dream card? If I could build a card...
Sphinx Revelation.
Wow, it would be over. Yes, okay. Other than that, if you could build a card that isn't a reprint, what would it be?
If I could build a card?
Yeah. So I'll start because it's I'm proposing it. I'll let you guys think about it a little bit. So kind of like the F&M promos, their sleeve for the LGSs. Yeah, the F&M promos come in a little small sleeve for the stores to open up and distribute to the players. But so my personal hope for this set, and it's a long shot. It's a very, very big long shot, but just walk with me down memory lane a little bit. So blue, red, for creature type, don't care. It's probably a wizard, probably a human wizard. Blue-red for a 2/1 with flash. Okay, and it says all instants and sorceries in your graveyard this turn gain jumpstart. That's it. That's it.
Okay,
That'd be sweet.
It's Snapcaster Mage. It's Izzet Caster Mage essentially.
Izzet Caster Mage for your entire graveyard.
Yes, and could you imagine having more than 4 Snapcaster Mages in your modern decks? Whew! Oh boy. Oh boy. Hey, it's a dream. It's why I proposed it. It's a dream. I'm not saying it should or will happen, but boy howdy would I dig the hell out of that.
I don't know about that.
Evan, what about you? Do you have any spicy?
I mean, I'd
custom
really
cards?
like to see. I've been really in the commander scene lately,
Sure.
and so I'd really like to see just some new legendary options. I think Dominaria did a great job of adding some of that, and I think they're kind of enticed to do that because of Brawl.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Is they're definitely gonna have some sweet commanders. I think. I know you're a big fan of Niv Mizzet. What do you think? Like, if you had to theorize on what he would do, what do you think?
Well, like, I don't know, because it seems like the direction they're going with this is people aren't who you think they are or who they think they were, because something like they're talking about like distress within the guilds and like guilds making secret plans behind other guilds' backs, and so like I could very easily see something like maybe a 3-color Niv Mizzet, like a Grixis Niv Mizzet.
No,
where,
maybe
like,
in the third
I
set.
don't think it'll happen, but like I could see it with like them talking about the shifting of ideals and like things not exactly being the same as when last time we saw Ravnica.
Yeah, no, I could definitely see. Maybe in the third set he shows up then. If
I mean, all I can say is like if there's a Niv Mizzet card, it will draw cards and deals damage in some capacity.
Yeah. It'll probably like it could even jumpstart something. Maybe that's my dream card. But it'll be like not 2 mana. Maybe it'll be like 5 or 6 mana, so it's actually not just a functional reprint of Snapcaster Mage.
All right, here's a pretty sweet card.
All right, you got it.
So, 1 green, 1 black.
Okay.
So it's gonna have what's it called? No, 1 blue, 1 black.
Okay.
And it's gonna have
Surveil.
It's gonna have Surveil. It's gonna have discard a card to duress your opponent and tap it. So like tap, pay a black, discard a card, duress your opponent.
Oh, that'd be pretty dope. So it's card disadvantage, but you get to select what it does. Yeah, that's pretty
just
sweet.
like a Jundi card. I don't know.
No,
It's
yeah,
like
I dig it. It's
and then it fuels like undergrowth.
Yeah,
and stuff like that. I don't know.
That would be cool too, because like it's kind of a Thoughtseize reprint, but not. So, and they love their Thoughtseize reprints, functional Thoughtseize reprints.
Put it on a 0/2 body or something.
Most def.
For sure.
Yeah. So, does anyone have anything else that they want to talk about in the Nexus?
No, I'm good.
All right, let's go to the cleanup step. What events do we have going on next week?
So we have GP Detroit, which is Team Unified Modern. I might go. I'm still up in the air about it.
Sweet. I'm excited.
Are you going?
Not yet. My new job doesn't start for another week and a half, so I don't have my weekends free yet.
Fair enough. Someone just texted me tonight asking me if I was going, so...
I'm trying to get finalized out the details and everything?
I might end up going. Other than that, Modern tomorrow at Maplewood.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I might be at that.
Oh, dude, Evan, let's go.
Let's go. Would one of you, Evan, maybe post the Discord link again in the chat for these fine folks? Me, I pretty much didn't really get to play too much Magic. What's up?
This is a great question. Uncounterable spells. Sphinx, Supreme Verdict, Abrupt Decay.
Ooh.
Will those get reprinted?
One of my, like, well, not dream card, but, like, hell cards would be, like, an Abrupt Decay. Like a modal Abrupt Decay, maybe? That was uncounterable.
A modal Abrupt Decay.
Yeah, it's in our Discord. I posted it in the Discord. I forget exactly what it does, but I would essentially like a command style card for every guild. So it's an instant. They would be 2 of one of the colors of the guild, 2 of the other color, instant, 4 abilities, and then choose 2. Obviously, the power level could be varying from each one, but my Golgari command was like, I think it was like exile a thing, destroy a non-land permanent, and the main thing was it couldn't be countered.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Like all of them would have the no counter clause.
Yeah,
and like that'd be pretty sick.
Yeah.
I would not be upset with that.
And they can even like put them at different costs. So like all of them would be like double one color, double the other color, and then it could be like 1, 2, 3, like however crazy they wanted to make the ability, they could do that. They could go run wild with it, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know. That would be pretty sweet, like kind of fun of card.
Yeah, for sure.
So Evan, Maplewood tomorrow, maybe. Kyle, maybe you're going to Detroit. Me, I'm just gonna probably stream a little bit this week. So if you want to do that, go check me out. My handle is literally right there. You've been looking at it for about an hour and a half now. So check me out on there. If you guys dig the content, go ahead, follow us on here. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. We appreciate it. It's the SnapCast. Of course, we just dropped the Discord in the chat. And on Twitter, we are SnapCast1. So we appreciate everybody for hanging out with us tonight and talking some Magic. We will be.
We'll probably be tweeting out a lot of stuff this week as more spoilers come through.
So that's the thing too. If you follow us,
and on the Discord.
Yeah, if you follow us on Twitter, it's not just us promoting ourselves. Like, we actually give content. Like, we pretty much give you a preview of what we talk about in the next week's episode. So go ahead and give us a follow on there. Other than that, I mean, I had a blast, guys. This was fun. Next week will be our 4th week. We've been doing it almost a month now, guys. So pretty sweet.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
I love the hype in the chat house. Appreciate it. Big shout out to the house man down there. But yeah, other than that, everybody be safe, play Magic, have fun.
Barbecue tomorrow.
Yep.
So have a good night, everybody.
All right, see you guys.